Hey folks, welcome to Best Stock Charts for the new trading week. I'm going to do this really quickly. I just got back from the gym, so pardon my disheveled look here. I'm going to be jumping in the pool immediately following this video because it is hot as heck here, but I did want to get this out to you. So the symbols that we're going to go over this week that we like as trades: Qualcomm, 3M, Airbnb, BHP Billiton, and SSCO, which is Southern Copper, and Tesla, TSLA. Now, warning about Tesla, they're going to be reporting this coming week, so I will not be either long or short of Tesla going into earnings. That is a very risky bet. If we do trade Tesla, we will be out before earnings. So let's begin. Let's talk about another symbol which I haven't mentioned yet, and that's the US dollar. And the reason why the dollar is important is because it allows for other sectors of the stock market to rally because the US dollar is breaking down. What sectors am I talking about? Oil, energy stocks, emerging markets, gold miners, silver miners, platinum. We booked profits on a platinum trade last week, and we're looking to re-enter it on a pullback. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, those big names like 3M that are in that index, I believe they're in that index, they are going to benefit by the decline in the US dollar because it allows for our products to be sold at a cheaper price overseas. So that's a good thing for our exporters. Now, the dollar, this is a weekly chart. These are all going to be weekly charts. The dollar broke historic support last week. In fact, on the DXY, the Dixie, it broke the buck. It broke 100. So that is very, very significant. And we went into the new trading week last Sunday night talking about how I expected the euro and yen to rally, and it's exactly what happened, and the dollar took it on the chin. And in all probability, it's going to continue longer term. So the dollar is in trouble, but that provides us with opportunity, and that's what we're going to talk about today, along with a couple of other names. So first up is going to be Qualcomm. Now, what Qualcomm did last week is that it broke out above this upper band of resistance. And if you drill out to a monthly chart to give you a better picture of what Qualcomm has been doing, it's been doing absolutely nothing. It has not been participating in this market rally whatsoever. In fact, it's been in a downtrend. We did break out of a weekly downtrend channel back in January of this year. But since then, we've pulled back, we've retested. Not much has happened until last week when we broke back out yet again. So Qualcomm looking very good on a weekly time frame. You do have a little bit of resistance above. Folks, we're using TrendSpider Automated Technical Analysis. 35% discount code below. If you're not familiar with technical analysis and you want to validate that you're drawing your support and resistance levels accurately, TrendSpider is for you. If you're experienced like me and you like to still draw your own manual support and resistance levels, I'll tell you, it's great to continue to validate that you are sharp, and it also sometimes humbles you because you miss certain support and resistance levels because of all the data that they have. So 35% discount code below. Take advantage of it. I give it away free to our silver and gold level members to the Contrarian Trader. Let's continue. Qualcomm broke out last week, a little bit of resistance. Now, when we expand out our indicators, you can see that there are a few hurdles here. One is volume by price, which is going to act as resistance. A lot of historical battle between bulls and bears at this price level at around 129.58. I'll take it off and put it back on. There you have it. Also acting as a bit of resistance are fractal resistance levels above. Again, click of a button. So we are willing to begin bull operations on Qualcomm, but we want to stay very, very small. The only thing that you could really control about this market and how you could profit and minimize your risk is position sizing and how you enter a trade, how you exit a trade. So in this situation here, we're willing to put on, say, 20% of our intended allotment. What does that mean? If I plan on buying 1,000 shares of Qualcomm, then I'm only going to put on 200 shares, maybe even less at the open. So I'm liking the chart here. Tomorrow with members on the week ahead commentary, we'll go over the daily chart. We'll see whether or not we have a setup, whether or not we want to pull the trigger on Monday. Do we like the way the shares closed on Friday afternoon? Do we have a good setup there? We'll discuss that all tomorrow with members on the week ahead commentary. We have a 14-day free trial offer. I promise it's the last time I'm going to pitch TrendSpider or my services for the rest of the video. I don't want people to get turned off. So next chart up is going to be 3M. Now, much like Qualcomm, 3M has not been a market participant. It has done nothing. Let's pull up a monthly chart. It's done absolutely nothing except for disappoint bulls. But I think that we're coming to close to this now beginning to reverse. The all-time high on 3M was back here, January of 2018 at $259.77. I think that if we sold puts right at this support level here, where you have a volume shelf, which has been, not going to, it has been acting as support for the past 3 months, I think that we can average our basis cost down to 99 bucks a share, in that neighborhood, if we sell puts. Now, I don't want to miss out on a lot of upside. So if I begin to see the shares begin to move up higher, I'll begin accumulation of the common stock and sell some puts. If they're put to us, fine. If they're not put to us, well, then we just collected some cash flow, and that helps our profit and loss statement. So back to the monthly chart for a moment. I want you to take notice of monthly stochastics. Double bottom setup and now beginning to rise. These shares are looking very, very good. You do have resistance above right here at the top of this volume shelf, but I think that bulls are beginning to take control of 3M. Therefore, we are bullish, and we will do a deeper dive tomorrow on the week ahead commentary about strategy as to where we want to enter, exit, stop loss points, price targets. Airbnb. Now, Airbnb has been kind of a laggard along with the other small to mid-cap names, but last week it really began to shine. Now, it did hit resistance last week. I'm not familiar exactly. As a matter of fact, let's pull that up right now when earnings are, because I want to potentially sell premium, meaning sell puts on Airbnb, but I don't want to put that trade on going into an earnings report. So they're reporting earnings on the 10th. That means that we can open up an options position going out to the 4th, expiring on the 4th. So we don't want to do the same week as the earnings are reported, because when you're selling premium, they make it very difficult for you to exit the trade with a profit when you are selling premium. They pump a lot of implied volatility into the options, and as option sellers, we want those options to decay in value, not increase in value. So Airbnb will probably be looking to initiate a bull trade, selling premium, selling puts, the August 4th. Not quite sure of the strike price yet, but we'll go over that with members on the week ahead commentary coming out tomorrow. Members, stay tuned. Airbnb looking really good. Good volume last week. Momentum is nice and strong. Very nice. BHP Billiton. This is going to be a beneficiary of the weaker U.S. dollar. They produce commodities. And you can see here on a weekly chart that we are at the threshold of breaking out of a major consolidation. Take note that we have higher lows. Now we're looking for higher highs on BHP Billiton. Looking very good. We did break out above one resistance level here, as noted in green. Again, the automated trend lines. I would be a buyer of shares, but only a small amount. Again, going back to that 20% rule. If you want to buy 1,000 shares, buy only 200 shares. And I want to see if we do a retest of support. And if we do, then we will look to initiate a long trade, an opening position on a retest of support. Then on any breakout, then we'll look to add to that position, because what the market is doing, it's saying, okay, the shares broke out, validating your bullish thesis. Now it's worthy of your investment dollar, and you could look to get long of the position or add to the position in this case. All right, so our alerts are now set. We set it and forget it. We're not gonna stare at BHP, hoping that it hits our support levels. We let the program do the work for us. So When our alert fires off, we'll take note of it, track it, and then decide whether or not we want to initiate bull operations on BHP Billiton. The next chart up is going to be another play on commodities. Again, this goes back to the dollar story that I mentioned earlier. Weaker US dollar, the price of commodities go up in value. So now Southern Copper is a really good story in that we had hit a bottom back in September of 2022, rallied. We have a very nice long consolidation. The longer the consolidation, the greater the validation of any breakout on a stock, currency, commodity, whatever you want to trade, cupcakes, I don't care. The longer the consolidation, the greater the validation of any breakout. So we want to take our crayon out. And what did we do last week? We broke out. Very, very nice breakout. The question is, do we retest this support level? That would be ideal. I would be a buyer at that price point. And we're good to go. Set it and forget it. Volume very strong last week. Stochastics, which was a momentum indicator, rising, implying that we're going to get higher highs on Southern Copper. So we're very bullish on it and looking forward to potentially trading it. Tesla, Tesla, we took off a trade. We trade Tesla all the time, mostly with options, selling premium. We took a very, very large strangle off the table. We booked profits last week. Once I began to see that they were increasing the price using implied volatility of the options, which hurts my position. And that you expect that to happen when you're near earnings, because what happens is that you have everybody that doesn't have enough money to buy a share of Tesla. They buy deep out of the money options on Tesla, thus driving up the value of the options. Now, being an options seller, I want those options to decline in value. So once these guys start going in there speculating long, well, that causes me a problem, because then they start squeezing my margins. So we closed out the trade, we booked our profits, and we made very, very nice profits. That was our little annuity. We opened up a new annuity on Friday, which was NVIDIA. They spiked it up higher on Friday morning, and we opened up a naked call position. And then as the shares pulled back and then went negative on the day, what we did was we sold the put side of that position, thus creating a strangle. And those are set to expire before earnings. None of these trades that I'm talking about we will be holding into earnings. In fact, I haven't checked all of these for when earnings is. Please check before executing a trade so that you're not trading these in advance of earnings. Too much risk, not enough reward. So Tesla. Now Tesla, I'm still bullish on. Despite how far it's come, I'm still bullish on it, because what we did is we broke out the week prior to last. Last week we did a retest of that support level and then rallied, and we flashed a continuation move up higher. So we're going to be doing a deeper dive into the daily charts and the intraday charts tomorrow to decide, okay, when do we want to do this? At what price point do we have a setup or not? Volume last week was very, very strong with momentum. Stochastics, overbought, yes, but they could remain overbought. So I'm looking forward to possibly trading Tesla. But again, they're reporting earnings. Do not hold that position. I would not hold that position into earnings. So fair warning. Folks, thanks for being here. Hopefully we chat tomorrow night. Check out our links below. TrendSpider, my 14-day free trial offer, and also our 30-minute chart club. Join up. We have a private live stream of when I go over my top 30-minute charts, and we decide whether or not we want to open up a short position, long position, common stock options. And I keep it private because we want to stay on point and not digress and talk about other things. And we also want to avoid spammers. Sometimes our live streams get hit with spammers, and we want to avoid that. So it's a private live stream. Join the list below. It's absolutely free. Everybody have a great remainder of your weekend. Hopefully I'll talk to you on Sunday Night Futures Live, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Give me a like, subscribe, and leave a comment below if you agree or disagree. Talk to you soon. Be well.